After his fight with the ogre Gyuki, Yusuke would awaken in his bedroom the next morning. Sitting at the foot of his bed was Botan, enjoying the newspaper and the cup of coffee. "Good morning, Yusuke. You're finally awake." Yeah. How did I get here?" "What do you think? You got carried here by the stork? I walked you home and then you crashed in your bed. But it's good to see that you're back in tip-top shape." The door would open as Yusuke's mother would come in as well, with breakfast and with her usual doting. Ever since he had come back to life, his mother had been extremely close. On one hand, it was more nagging and more annoying than ever, though then again, it was better to the alternative. Before his accident and subsequent death, he and his mother had a more strained relationship than anything else. It didn't come from a place of hatred or malice, but they were just on two different wavelengths. A single mom trying to take care of her delinquent child who suddenly ups and dies one day. She felt like more of a failure than she had ever been before. Yusuke's mother was not perfect. Far from it, in fact. But she truly loved her son. She only wanted the best for him, and despite all of her flaws, he was one of the best parts of her life. Yusuke knew this. So because of that, he never allowed her doting to get to him too much, because he truly loved her back. But after she was gone, it was time to discuss the true matter at hand. Well, the good news, we were able to deal with the monstrous ogre Gyuki, and we retrieved the Orb of Bast. Yeah, but what about with Kurama? He said that he'd give up the forlorn hope in only 3 days. That's what I'm worried about. What, you think we can't trust him? He is a criminal after all. Yeah, and it's not just that. I don't know what intel you got from Spirit World, but it wasn't just 3 of them. What do you mean? When I showed up in the forest, it wasn't just the 3 of them there, the ones whose photos you showed me. There was a 4th, some older guy. He was talking to him all chummy-like they knew each other from way back when. So you're saying there was a 4th conspirator? Yeah, you guys weren't aware of it? No, we weren't. This can't be good. That means there are things that even Spirit World isn't aware of. This is only getting more and more troublesome. I'm not sure what Koenma's going to do. If there truly was a 4th thief in the mix, then things are only going to go from bad to worse. What makes you say that? I mean, for all we know, we could be dealing with a whole gang of thieves. That's the point. Spirit World is supposed to be one of the more secure places in all of the known universe. It's not somewhere you just go to for a Sunday stroll. And the fact that multiple criminals were able to get their way inside, there's no telling what he stole. Did you see or hear anything? No, I wasn't able to get too much detail. By the time I confronted them, everyone began to take their leave. The only one left was Gyuki, and I had to fight him off. Stupid ring almost got me killed. Couldn't even stop a tree. You couldn't stop a tree? No. He came out of nowhere and cracked me from behind across the back with it. Felt like he broke it in 2. After that, every type of shield I tried to put up couldn't stop it. It's probably a weakness or... I don't think so. Wait a second, hold on. Botan began sifting through a large notebook that she had on her. It looked like something akin to a manual. Let's see... Yes. Ooh. Alright, here it is. That's not a weakness, Yusuke. What are you talking about? I couldn't stop any type of wood. I know. She grabbed hold of his wooden pencil on the desk before lunging it towards him. Instinctively, Yusuke raised his hands along with the Starheart ring, immediately creating some type of barrier only for the pencil to penetrate right through it and smack him in the head. Ow! I told you! You can't stop wood! That's not it. You think that you have a weakness to wood, but you actually don't. That's not a weakness, Yusuke. Oh yeah, so I just created a barrier at the last minute to stop you from chucking that pencil at my head, and then it ended up smacking me right forward. Yeah, but I don't have a weakness to wood. Sure, Botan, whoop-dee-doo. What else that manual got inside for you, huh? You got the formula for the Coca-Cola? Oh, please. Like I would ever need the formula for such a thing. I'm more of a Pepsi person. Ha ha. Seriously though, Botan would say. Wood is not a weakness. You only think it is. And because so, you're willing it to be one. What exactly are you getting at? Thankfully, we have 3 days because you need a crash course on the Starheart. With that, Botan would take the time to explain to Yusuke his powers and abilities in full. Of course, there was more information than he could possibly remember or understand, so she had to try to use the Cliff Notes, skimming through and finding the bare minimum that he could try to muster. Alright, let's go over from the beginning. When it comes to the Starheart Ring, it's powered by your spirit energy and willpower. The combination of these two factors allow for you to use the ring at its fullest capabilities. The ring was created from the collective of magical energies that were collected in the universe long ago. It was a large sum of energy. It was said that it was congealed, beaten, like a hot piece of metal in a forge. It took form and shape before eventually being created as a ring. Why a ring? It was inconspicuous, and it played into the motif of what its power was, able to easily absorb one's own spirit energy and use as its own. So what exactly is it capable of? The Starheart has many abilities, Yusuke. Among them, besides increasing your strength, speed, and your stamina, you also have the ability to phase through objects. It also grants you an eternal youth, or at the very least slows down your aging. Hold on now. What are you talking about slowing down my aging? Well, I thought that was something that would appeal to you. No, it doesn't. I'm trying to live a full life. You think I want to spend the next 100 years looking like this? It only slows it down, but I believe it's only if you wear the ring 24/7. Then I'll have to make sure I take this off at night. You can't. What if you lose it? What? You think I'm so irresponsible that I'm going to lose one of the most powerful weapons in the universe? Okay, touche. You have a point. Maybe I can wear it around my neck or something with a chain. We'll file that in the list of options. You also have the ability of flight. You have energy constructs, but you've already been capable of doing that. You also have energy projection, the power of your green flames. You have the ability of teleportation, hypnosis. Hold on, teleportation? Well, yes. If you focus your spiritual energy into the ring and you can clearly verify a place that you wish to travel, then you should be able to teleport. Oh yeah, I can't wait to try this. I'm never gonna have to ride the bus again. Not like you had to in the first place. You're capable of flying, Yusuke. Say, what else can this fancy little ring do? Well, you also have veil detection. Your eyes are able to perceive through magic or any kind of illusion, as well as casting illusions yourself. The power of invisibility, though I warn that you use that power responsibly, Yusuke. Oh, what? I'm not gonna do anything bad. Oh, please, you and invisibility, I can see it now. Women's baths, lawsuits. Oh, you'll be more trouble than you're worth. You know, you should give me more credit. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a pervert. Says the guy who tried to make a woman out of that energy. Oh, please, I just wanted to see if my imagination was flowing, that's all. The ring also works as a way of amplifying your spiritual energy. As you know, the technique that you inherited from Kurama, the spirit gun, it fires a concentrated beam of your spirit energy, but with your level being at the way it is now, you can only fire one shot per day. So the ring amplifies that power? Yes, about tenfold. You're able to fire off a powerful shot, but because of that, once it's fired, the ring needs to recharge. And on top of that, the ring gives you immunity to hexes, curses, or any other type of dark or ill-fitting spell. So what exactly are my weaknesses then? Fear, fatigue, and frustration. The 3 F's. Remember them carefully. The 3 F's, huh? Yes. Fear. Fear is one of the weaknesses to the Star Heart. Your fears are amplified by the ring because the ring acts on your own willpower. Your willpower brings things to life in your mind. If your will is overcome by your fear will become reality. Botan would pick up the pencil once again. Yusuke would hold up his hands, this time determined for his shield to prevent the pencil from striking him. Botan put a little extra spin on it as she flung it towards him. But instead of closing his eyes and flinching, he looked head on. He created a small shield, and he managed to block the pencil. Hey, I actually stopped it. Because you overcame your fear. You were caught off guard when you fought against Gyuki. When he began pulling the trees from the roots of the ground, slamming the whole trunk against you, you became overwhelmed. That fear was multiplied by your ring. So hold on, you're saying that the only reason why I had this weakness was because I gave it to myself? Yusuke then held his head down in shame. Just how lame can I be? I gave my own self a weakness. That is one of the weaknesses of fear, Botan would say. The ring amplifies what you believe. Your will is given form. How do you think your constructs take shape? They are from the inner recesses of your own mind. The Star Heart, Yusuke. Heart is in the name. The power of the ring reflects the heart. Your innermost desire. What you wish for in that moment is made manifest and given life. Your greatest achievements, your greatest of will, along with your fear. Next is fatigue, but you're familiar with that. The power of the Star Heart is only as strong as the spirit energy that you carry in your body. No matter how strong you might be, everyone gets tired. So, if you're trying to fight when your tank is nearly on empty, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. Your constructs will reflect the level of energy that you have. So usually, with a good night's rest and recovery, you're able to avoid the fatigue. And finally, frustration. Yes, frustration is a mental block. When you feel like you've hit a dead end and you have no way out. Frustration is the enemy of creativity. When you feel as though you have nowhere to go, you become overwhelmed with negative emotion. Your ring in turn reflects that. When you don't have faith in yourself, in what you build, in what you believe in. When your foundation is weak, everything you try to build will follow. A house built on sand will crumble to the ground. But a house built on the bedrock is a house that will last forever. Oh wow, when did you get so philosophical? It's just a way of life. That's why, for your training, we need to get you a more creative mind. Creative? What does a creative mind have to do with anything? It's simple, really. If you don't have a creative mind, your fighting style will reflect that. I mean, no offense, Yusuke, but you can't throw the kitchen sink at everything. It seems pretty effective. No, your training will consist of watching cartoons. Botan turned on the TV, and thus cartoons began. And what exactly am I supposed to learn from cartoons? Creativity, Yusuke. You have one of the most powerful weapons in all of the universe at your disposal. You can make anything with just your thought and willpower alone. Do you not understand how great that is? What you could do, the complex things you could build and create. You're never in a bad position, Yusuke. You have the ability to do anything you put your mind to. But if you have such a limited view of the world, your power will be limited. You are boundless, and your mind should reflect that. And cartoons are going to help? Well, I would have offered for you to read manga, but I know that's not really your forte. Hey, I actually like reading manga. Oh, right. You're the type that doesn't like to read books without pictures. What are you getting at, Botan? Oh, nothing. It's just that, everyone has their challenges, and perhaps someone like you would enjoy a good book of Dr. Seuss. You know what? Well, why don't you try saying that to my face, huh, Botan? Huh? I'll tell you who likes to read Dr. Seuss. Wait, no, Yusuke, please! For the next 3 days, Yusuke's training consisted of reading comic books, reading manga, watching cartoons, anything that was silly, goofy, wacky, and unordinary. The more silly, wacky, and goofier, the better. Slowly but surely, this left an impression on Yusuke, things that he could call back to mind for later. He could make more than just a standard fist, a boxing glove. His power was boundless, and his mind had to reflect those capabilities. After 3 days, Yusuke would meet with Kurama. They met on the rooftop of a hospital, as Kurama would explain in full everything that he was trying to do. He would tell of his origins, Kurama originally being known as the demon Yoko Kurama, a fox spirit, and, in his time, a thief. But 15 years ago, his last caper left him critically wounded. He came to the human world to retreat and regain his strength, and he took the form of a human child raised by a human mother. At first, he had nothing but disdain for the humans. However, being raised by a kind and caring woman softened his heart. And in time, the hatred that he bore for humanity had softened, almost disappearing completely. However, his mother grew gravely ill, and he knew that the only way that he could help her was to heal her through unnatural means. That was how he came into contact. He was brought along with Hiei and Gyoki. They were brought together by the old man in question, who had a job for them, to break into the security vault of Spirit World and to steal the sacred artifacts. He was fine with this, since it would allow him to get his hands on the forlorn hope, an artifact that would grant his innermost desire on the night of a full moon, but at the cost of his own life. Seeing the pleading in his eyes, his kind and willing spirit, Yusuke couldn't help but be moved by Kurama's circumstance. Sure, he was technically his enemy, but he knew that what he did for a good cause. He wasn't as bad as how he was made out to be. And Kurama had been very giving. He knew that using the forlorn hope would cost him his life, and he accepted that if it meant he could save his mother. As the full moon had risen to its fullest extent, the forlorn hope would begin to activate. Kurama ready to give of his life willingly. Yusuke wasn't much for sentiment, but he understood the loss of parent and child. Even if Kurama saved his mother's life, she would be left with nothing but pain if she knew that she had lost her child. Without even thinking, Yusuke prepared to offer his life instead. Kurama was shocked by their gesture. The idea that a human would offer their life in place of a demon, it wasn't something that normally happened often, if at all. Demons and humans never got along. There were times when they even had gone to war against each other. But the idea that this boy, originally hired to bring him in, to bring him to justice, in his hour of need, would turn to him and become his aid. The two boys were equally ready to give of themselves, to give of their lives. And the forlorn hope recognized this, a reward for their nobility. Only a part of their life force was taken from each of them, and the wish was granted. By the time Botan had arrived, thankfully, no one had died. And for Kurama and his mother, the two would be reunited. See, I told you everything was going to be fine. I never should have doubted you, Yusuke. You were able to solve a problem and you didn't even have to throw a punch. Perhaps there's hope for you yet, buddy. Don't push it. But that's 2 artifacts down and 1 to go. Thank you, Kurama would say. I am indebted to you for what you have done for me. Well, the forlorn hope was returned. I don't know how Koima feels about forgiveness, Botan would say. But if you're willing to help us out, perhaps you can be given a lighter sentence. Yes, I am in your debt. What can I do for you? First, I need you to tell me about the old man. Botan needs to confirm that there was a 4th person there. Right. The older man only called himself the Gambler. I believe it's merely a title, but who he truly is, I do not know. We only just discovered that he was human. He was what? Botan said. You can't be serious. A human? A human? No, there's no way. What are you freaking out for? Yusuke, a human, organized for 3 demons to break into spirit world and steal the 3 sacred artifacts. And not just that. He carried with him a microchip. I'm not sure what it was for, but it seemed like that was what he was truly after. It appears that we were nothing more but a distraction. A distraction. All of this, the fate of humanity, was used as a mere distraction. Oh God, I need to call Koinma. They did what? Koinma would yell. Yes, sir. Yes. 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 Emergency lockdown, yes. Yes, we'll review the tapes immediately. Thank you. Yes. Goodbye. Well, how's Toddler Tot doing? Yusuke would ask. This is not a matter of games, Yusuke. This is a matter of security of the epic proportion. A human broke into spirit world. That shouldn't even be... To put it into perspective, Yusuke, Kurama said, this is highly unethical. It's one thing for demons to break into spirit world or someone of a magical affinity, but for a human to go completely undetected, that gives great reason for concern. I mean, I get that it's bad, but how bad could it possibly be? A human broke into spirit world and stole something that your companions know nothing about. You have no idea what he's after or what he's done. All you know is that he's out there in the world. He's very dangerous, Yusuke. Do not take him lightly. Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna have to find that old man and kick his ass. I'm sure of it. But right now, we don't have time to be worried about that. 4 days have already passed, and we've only got 3 more to go before the week is up. Kurama, you said you were going to help us out. I hope you're going to stick to that promise. I will. Good. We've got an extra pair of hands, eyes, and ears on our side, Botan. Right now, we shift our focus to what's mainly important. Getting our hands on the last artifact, the Shadow Sword. You'll have to take it from Hiei. He is a lot more extreme than most demons. He has a disproportion against humans. Safe to say, when we confront him, he won't be holding back. Good, Yusuke said as he clenched his fist, the emerald ring beginning to glow. Because neither am I. One way or another, he's going down. The artifacts will be returned. And then, you'll have my undivided attention, gambler. This concludes Yu Yu Hakusho Emerald Detective. What if Yusuke Urameshi was the Green Lantern? Season 1, Part 3. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned tomorrow as we continue with Yu Yu Hakusho Emerald Detective. What if Yusuke Urameshi was the Green Lantern? Season 1, Part 4. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.